Hello, ladies, again. How's
Hello.
everyone?
And Micah.
Micah's not
Yo,
playing.
this is real quarantine,
You know what?
right?
That's what we should do. We should all show what kind of masks we're wearing. I think that would be cool. Like if you have a mask, let me get mine. Y'all get yours.
Wait, I don't have no fancy mask.
No, look, it's just about what you are wearing. It doesn't have to be fancy. That's what I'm saying. It doesn't matter. You're cautious and you're being careful. This is what I'm wearing. I'm gonna get pink lipstick on it, but
Yeah, I'm gonna get mine.
Oh, the inside of mine, look at this. All makeup.
We get the woo like that.
All makeup.
Oh, that's the woo.
That's right.
Just keep my filter clean. Just keep my filter clean.
How it's been for you with Black Lives Matter, Blue Lives Matter, All Lives Matter, and being in an interracial marriage, and how is that for you?
Yeah, well, for me, it's been challenging because all of this stuff has come about since we've been together and married, and now it's forced us to have conversations that we never really had to have before. And Black Lives Matter all day. I've been Black all my life. That's who I am, and there's no changing that. But still, at the same time, I do support the cops that are doing the right thing. I don't think that I know that all of them aren't bad, because I can say with my husband being out there, he doesn't let certain shit go down. But as long as we can come together morally and we're on the same page as far as racial issues and things of that sort, then, we're good. But yeah, it's been certain things, like things that he wasn't even aware of as far as race issues. He didn't know anything about Selma. But when you think about it, why would he actually need to if it's not something that's being brought to him? Because as a white man, he's never had to deal with those issues. And it's my duty as his Black wife to put those things in his face. This is what it is. 1965, that wasn't but so long ago. 1968, that wasn't but so long ago. So let me run it down to you why people are still pissed, So
Correct. Now I get that, but good. And for you, Miss Jen, you celebrated recently your anniversary.
Well, it wasn't an anniversary. Well, it was an anniversary, but we didn't celebrate it. But yeah, I've been dating the same guy exclusively, monogamously for 1 year. And it's going okay, but there are some flies in the ointment. I haven't met his kids yet, and they've been here, with him for periods of time, and I don't see him while the kids are here. And he hasn't even once invited me to meet them. So that's raising my antenna, because I'm like, 1 year, can't meet the kids. Huh?
It's been a year and you still haven't met the children, or
no, 1 year and I still haven't met the kids.
Have you raised that question to him?
One time I told him that I was offended that his kids were here for 3 weeks, and he did not, he didn't allow me to meet them. And I told him I thought it was rude, but I didn't tell him, I didn't say anything, because, we have this thing where we call each other friends, like not, this is my boyfriend and my girlfriend, we're just friends. So I didn't want to look like thirsty and be like, well, like trying to push that I want something more, because I don't want anything more if he doesn't want anything more. If he just wants to chill, then that could be a problem. But I'm not for sure. I'm so confused right now. I'm so confused.
But the thing is, because this is Learn How to Marry Me, is your goal to be married?
Yes.
So, I'm just saying, because that is the goal, but you're with someone whom you're afraid to ask these poignant questions, and you have to. The whole thing is to teach him how to marry you, but you're not asking him these things, and if you're in this kind of situationship.
Well, you know what? I feel like, so like prime example, this weekend right now existing, his kids were here the entire week. And I didn't meet him, and I waited for him to call me and say, hey, let's meet up at the yogurt spot. I want you to meet my kids. He never did. And they're like grown. They're like 15, 18, 22, and 28. And he's got the 15 and the 18-year-old. Like, these are not little women. These are women.
They are
They're all girls.
so,
They're all women.
Yeah. Again, you got to say what you want. Do you want a man? You want to be your man? That gray area friend zone is cute. That's great.
That's the issue. I'm not for sure. I don't know if I want him to be my guy, though. Like, I'm having so much fun. We're having a lot of fun. I mean, I'm really having fun with him. I'm enjoying him so much, but I'm not for sure if I want him to be my +1 forever.
Now, do you want a +1 forever?
I do. Yes, absolutely. Yes.
Well, if you're not sure about him, like, what is it that you're not sure about? Because if you're not sure about him and you do want a +1 forever, girl, you know that clock is going right around. You don't want to waste any more time, you know?
Okay, so he doesn't really have the money I want him to have. It's a financial thing. And
So your goals are different.
No, I'm not. There's no gold digger here. I work, I make my own money, but I want my guy to spoil me and be able to afford to spoil my socks off. You know, as I spoil him too. I work. I don't expect a man to take care of me. That's not it at all. But I do want my man to have some damn money now. Like, you know, don't get that twisted. Gotta have some coins, some dollars.
Does he see the show? Because, honey,
no, I'm not ever going to show this to him.
So wait a second. All right.
But he knows, listen, he knows that we don't have that money type relationship, though. We don't have that type of, he has never taken me shopping. He's never said, you know, like, just bought me something just because, you know, we have more of a real, we have a relationship, but we don't have that money thing isn't going. I'm not, you know, like, yes, he pays for dinner. Yes, he does. But it's not like this man is not bankrolling me. He's not paying any bills.
Do you see that changing for him as far as his financials? I'm sorry, I got to respond.
Yes, I do. I can see, he's got some big changes coming up if everything works out. But yes.
But the thing is, my question to you is then, so you already know that you two possibly don't have the same financial goals, or he's not where you would like for him to be at this point.
Yeah.
Okay. But do you also think that possibly the person that you are destined to be with can't come to you because your hands are full with something else that you don't primarily want right now?
Well, I look at it this way. I've been single for 5 whole years previously.
7.
5 years. Oh, 7.
No,
yeah.
7.
So you know what a lonely trail that can be. And, you know, I'm not saying I haven't had sex in 5 years now. That's not what I'm saying. But I've had, you know, lovers, but not a man in my life to be my one guy, my only one. And I got to tell you, Ray, you know, I don't know. I'm a big question mark because me being single in the past 5 years, and I met my guy, my +1, and then I meet this guy who is freaking awesome. I mean, this man is very sweet and kind, and I mean, he doesn't even call me by my name.
Children. That's very hard. Yeah. See, that's what I'm saying. Has he met your children?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
For me, sorry about my nails. I broke 2, 3. Sorry about that.
Don't look at mine either.
Like I said, this is real reality. I can't make it up. But
this is COVID.
a woman who knows that if those are red flags immediately. So if you met my children and I can't meet yours, but as long as you're comfortable with it, you know.
I'm not comfortable with it. I didn't say I was comfortable. I just said because I enjoy his entertainment. Mm-hmm. I am really enjoying his entertainment. So I am not ready to give that up. So I deal with the things, even the things that don't make me happy, I still just simply deal with it.
Okay, but let's expound on you camping outside. Because that goes along with you.
Oh yeah, I stalked him one time. He claimed he was going to his parents' house during COVID, and I'm like, and 2 weekends back to back, that's not real. So I went over there 5 o'clock in the evening. I borrowed somebody's car with blacked out windows, and I sat in that parking lot till 12 midnight and watched his car not move. He was home the entire night. Now, if he had someone in the house with him, I don't know. I didn't go knock on the door because I didn't want him to think I was that level crazy.
Okay, can I just say one thing? I got to respond.
Yeah.
If you got to do all of that, let it go. It ain't worth it, though. Yeah. You're too old to be doing that. I'm tired hearing about it. That's too much. I'm going to go and stalk him. Honey, do you see what I look like? I'm probably getting stuck right now. This is a bad day, but he is doing too much if he's stuck on stalking me. Yeah, no. Yeah, you're a boss, bitch. You say you're a boss, right?
Yeah.
Boss up, baby. Yeah. Boss up.
And the question is, when you did bring that to his attention, which is nothing wrong with you bringing anything to anyone's attention that you're sharing yourself with, your time and your space with. That's my opinion. So when you did bring it up, he didn't speak to you for a while.
Yeah, he, when I questioned him, I didn't bring up, like, he doesn't know I stalked him. He doesn't know that. That's our little secret. I'm not going to watch the show.
Secret no more. Yeah, about 1 million plus gonna see it, but go ahead.
He doesn't know that, but I will say this. I didn't catch him in anything, and I shouldn't have done it. That was wrong for me. I do know that. However, it was just bothering me because I felt like, is he, like, I know we just friends, but I don't allow, you're not going to be sleeping with anyone else if you're sleeping with me. So I had that type of thing going on, but you're right. If it's got to be that way.
I got to stop you right there, Jen. Says
you're not just friends.
You're friends.
You're not just friends.
Get in a relationship. I'm giving you back. I'm being a devil's advocate because I rock with you, boo.
Yeah.
It's the gray area. You got to say what you want.
It is a gray area, but I just like right now I'm just, he's good to me, as far as friendship is concerned. I'm not ready to let him go. Simple as that.
Keep in mind though that whoever that person is for you could be walking by, or you could miss out on that because
I just don't understand why I didn't meet him before. I've been single for 5 years and I didn't meet my guy. I've met a lot of men, but not anybody that I really vibe.
I just wanted to say a little joke though, Jen. It sounds like you've been penalized. You said you can't let it go.
I've been penalized. Yes, I have.
One little thing. Like, I must say this, like, a lot of times when we are, in a place where we're not in a relationship or situationship, whatever you want to call it, that kind of is probably that time for us to find healing within ourselves, or kind of figure out why we are not with someone.
Yeah.
And my other question is, I know I can only say that's for myself when it comes to trying to heal, whether it's from things that's just happened a year ago, 5 years ago, 20 years ago. Sometimes that time alone is for you to find some things out so you won't be repetitive when it comes to the next person.
Absolutely.
So my thing is, when it comes to this with yourself, even though you're comfortable with this, and obviously he's comfortable, what happens the day when he's no longer comfortable and he goes to the next? How is that going to make you feel?
You
can go both ways. You can do the same thing and be like, okay, I found this other person, so I think I want to apply this way.
So this is my temporary resolution. I'm going to enjoy his company because I am. What did she say? I'm dickmatized. I don't know, but I'm traumatized. No, penalized. But I'm going to continue to enjoy him. And if I meet my guy, I'm not going to turn it off to not meet anybody else. I'm not going to sleep with anybody else, but I'm going to be open to date and meet other people. Not really date. I'm taking that back because I really don't. I'm a one guy type of woman, but I am going to be open to meet other people. And if I feel I've met somebody else with a connection, if he wants to continue to play with me and continue to throw the friendship card at me and not meet his kids, not take me around his family, then we're done. Then I'm going to cut the cord. And if he cuts the cord before then, I'm going to say it was meant to be. That's God's will, apparently, because obviously he wasn't mine if I lost him.
I understand. And Miss Micah, what about you? What's going on over there in Micahville?
Hey, I'm out here living, baby.
Okay.
No, but I'm keeping it funky. One thing, I don't do gray area. It either is or it isn't. I can't do the in between. So him and we have a date set when we really going to, do this whole let's rock out, with our cocks out. But that's it. Until then, his mom told us that love doesn't have distance. I said, yeah, but you get weary. You do get tied down. It's tiresome. Right. But it is what it is. I see him enough.
With it being a quarantine thing, how has it been?
We had to get creative. When the states was locked down, we had to see each other, Okay.
And, yeah, I okay. I understand.
Read between the lines. But the quarantine, but you had to get creative, though. You had to. Yeah. Thank God for, look, you know I'm open book. Thank God for toys. But, you know, in FaceTime.
Is that does he know you do that? Is that a problem for him?
He knows, but he's not a problem with him. He watches. I told you, get creative. You know, you gotta keep it funky and spontaneous. You know what I mean? We don't. So, but him and I, we rocking out.
We were talking briefly about how people were protesting recently. Was anybody on the front lines or knows anybody that was out there protesting?
I wasn't per se, but like I feel like I'm always in a position of putting my health first because I feel like I always have to be here for Kyla, you know? So it's like that is always a concern, always in the back of my mind. But my brother's stepson and his crew, they're members of the Junior NAACP, and those kids were out everywhere, protesting, making their voices heard. And as for me, Micah may have seen, I was always online saying something like pages and paragraphs of you know, statements and trying to give people a look or a glimpse into, because I feel like there are probably a lot of white people that may not like Black people, but they like me, you know? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And this was an opportunity for me to put this in front of them, like, well, this is why we feel this way. This is what it is. Like, you know me to be a fair person. I'm going to position this in a way where you can try to get it, you know, and you will get it if you choose to. That's what I feel with a lot of them. But yeah, I mean, my protests were made all on social media. So.
Right.
Yeah, I actually went down, I drove downtown Raleigh, North Carolina, and to see what was going on. And I actually contemplated, now I did not get out of my car because COVID had just hit. It was during that time, and half of the crowd had masks on. Half of the crowd did not. So I too had to listen, I'm an older female, you know, it was at the time when it came out, it was saying it was killing elderly people. So I was like, shit, I'm almost there. I got to breathe. So I think that's the primary reason why I didn't get out. But it wasn't like I wasn't in the fight. I called that DA's office until, I couldn't even get through, but I kept trying all day. I sent messages on the Instagram, like everything, the instructions that was put out there that we could do from behind the lines, just know I did it. And I'm all about the fight. Black queens, Black kings, I can't breathe. Black lives matter.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I mean, like I said, I've been seeing a lot of things online. I was not personally out there because I do have parents with underlying issues, health issues, and I have to be very careful. I did get tested for COVID, which came back, well, not obviously, because some people have negative. And I have lost people in my family. And so,
that's awful. Sorry,
so
Ray.
It has touched me, and for people to say that it's not real, because I have seen some of the things. I don't know if some of you have seen some of the
yes, absolutely, yes, yeah.
Oh, it's fake, you know, and the state of the affairs of our country right now is how do you feel about that moving forward? Having families, having small kids, children, you know, nieces, nephews, you know, and this is what is our current event right now. How do you feel about that?
Okay. That for the one with the protest piece, I handed out waters. That was my contribution. They were thirsty. It was hot. Second, a couple of people in my family do have COVID, and they do have underlying health issues. But COVID is real. Like, I've been out of the office at March 16th, and that's because someone who I was working with the week before, he was exposed, and then it just ballooned into this whole just stay home. So I got tested as well. That's one of the nastiest tests ever.
Absolutely. Did you get the tongue or the nose? You got the nose?
Your whole nasal sinus.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But the state of the nation is, I'll just say go vote. And if you don't, that's your fault. But you need to go vote. Like me, I switched states. So my issue been trying to get my mind's voting card switch from Jersey to Maryland. And if it doesn't, I just go up and vote. I just gotta go to the state line.
Absolutely.
We'll figure it out. Yeah. But,
Absolutely. Yeah.
So I pretty much I hope things change. I really do, because this is, I don't want too much to go back to normal, but I'm glad that the Band-Aid has ripped off of what we thought was normal.
Absolutely. And I will say this, we don't know what's going to happen in the future, but moving forward, I do believe, I feel so proud to be a brown-skinned girl. Like, for the first time, I am so ecstatic at my brown skin. I think that
Why do you say the first time? I had to stop you. What does that mean, the first time?
Because I've always, I don't know, I've just never felt that sense of pride, because I grew up, I didn't know my biological father. So I'm two races, and I didn't know what the other half was. It could have been anything, Lebanese, Arab, Indian. I knew it was something of that descent, but I just didn't know what. And then me growing up with my other family, with my Black family, I never had that Black Panther thing going on, like where I was feeling really proud to be Black, like in the 70s. And I'm a 70s baby, but I didn't grow up in that. I didn't grow up in the fight. So I really didn't really know about, I remember being in the 7th grade and standing, for the first time, I didn't know where to sit in the lunchroom. Saw the white people over here and the Black people over here and the others over there. And I didn't know where to go. And, I just never had that, I should have gone over to my Blacks, my Black people, but I didn't know. I remember that. And this was the 7th grade. And so I didn't have that sense of pride. Now,
is it because of you knowing that you're maybe people not knowing what you were ethnically?
Yeah, absolutely. And then a lot of people, I've been insulted before. People saying you're not Black. You're trying to be Black, and I'm like, what's trying to be Black? I can be only me. I just never had that sense of pride that I should have had. I should have been taught that growing up.
Now, question. Now, you're right. Like, a lot of times our parents sometimes don't know what
I was raised by my grandparents.
I didn't come with a pamphlet with my son, and I'm sure he's probably like, look at this chick. What is she doing? But in terms of now dating wise, how has that been for you with dating and men wanting you? Do you find that men sometimes really want you because of your complexion or what they think you're not versus what you are or what you really perceive you to be?
Well, I can tell you this. I was married for 18 years, and my husband was white. He's Jewish. He's a white man from Poughkeepsie, New York. And so I was married to basically a white man for 18 years. Mm-hmm. I never have liked white men. Like, they were not my forte. Like, I would never, not that say anything about them, but I never wanted to date them. But I did fall in love with my husband. So he was the only Caucasian person that I ever dated in my life that I fell in love with. But when I left him, which was 5 years ago, mm-hmm. I realized that I love Black men. I don't love Hispanics. I don't love Indians. I'm Indian and Black, but I'm not attracted to Indians, not attracted to any other race other than Black men. And they are attracted back to me. I don't get noticed a lot by white men. If I do, I don't realize it. I don't get noticed by Asian men. So I've never experienced that because they don't check for me. I love who loves me back, and who loves me are Black men.
It's funny that you should make that point, Jennifer, about you loving who loves you back, because I used to have this discussion with other Black girlfriends about Black men and some of them not checking for them as Black women. And, I told them at one point, I was like, well, if you find white men or Asian men or other men attractive, then why don't you open yourself up to that? Because you just said that these Black men aren't checking for you. Like, you don't have to limit yourselves if you find those other races.
That's right. That's right.
Because, there was a stint maybe around the 90s where there weren't a lot of Black men checking for Black women. Now it seems like we're the hot commodity again.
We are.
And everybody's checking for us.
Thank you, ladies, for being here.
Thank you for having us.
I appreciate it.